We're going to our second session na tayo.
Oh,
Second set of panelists.
ang lahat? Are we okay? Are we learning? We're learning.
Okay. So sa second set natin, it's about thriving in your career with purpose and stewardship.
That's right. I think we're going to learn so much from this segment also, Kaloy.
Sige, let's introduce them.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Nawala ako.
Kaya mo yan, Loy.
Nawala kasi. All right. Sige. So first panelist natin ngayong tanghali is
Hapon mo, Kaloy.
Hapon. Okay. Sorry Na ano ako eh. Brother Peter Zabala, a dedicated disciple for 24 years. He was baptized in college and went on to graduate cum laude
Wow.
from UP. Okay, with a degree in architecture. Today, he is the Director of Sales and Design at Focus Global. Grabe, bigatin yung panelist natin a company that brings top global brands to the Southeast Asian market. Wow.
Wow.
So it's a privilege to have them. Again, joining him is his wife, Minette Zabala, a disciple for 21 years. She holds a degree in business administration, again from UP, and currently serves as the Assistant Vice President of Trade Marketing at the Rubisco Group of Food Companies, leading key marketing initiatives for one of the country's top corporations. So beyond their profession success, Peter and Minette bring their expertise and leadership to the church as the FinCom head at the ICOC QC South.
All right. That's Sabalas.
After their height sa corporate life, meron pa silang service for the church. Sino pa yung ating panelist?
All right, and joining us today also, we have Dr. Judy Montemayor. Doc Judy is a dentist and the owner of Teeth Cetera. I hope I'm saying that right, not Teeth Cetera. Okay.
Yes.
A thriving dental practice with over 20 years na siya in business and 7 clinics. That's right. And then Doc Judy is 31 years as a disciple. She has been actively serving in the ICOC Manila Senior Ministry.
Mhm.
One of the leaders of the Malate Ermita Zone and contributing as a core group member and church building administrator. She is also a key inspiration to the ICOC medical service team, using her skills to serve and support the ministry.
Wow.
Okay, so,
Grabe.
ito ang ating panelist for this session. Okay.
All right. Sige. So, let's dive into the first question.
No, we want to get to know them a bit more. Muna.
Okay.
So, yes.
All right.
Yes. Okay, so well, let's hear. We want to get to know them a bit muna before diving into the key questions, the roundtable questions. So, can you please tell us about your careers and what inspires you in your work? So, we'll ask Minette, Doc Judy, and Pete in that order, or maybe the Zabalas first.
Zabalas first. Sige, Zabalas first.
Nabaliktad ako na yung sa
Sige, go.
My wife asked me to go ahead. So, just to first of all, good afternoon to everybody. So, we'll share about what we do professionally. So, currently, as katulad ng na-mention, I serve as the Director for Sales and Design for Focus Global. I started working 2005, right after graduation. So our line of work, it's a combination of sales and design. My background is architecture, so that's the designing part. But we also have a sales component because our company, it's not a construction company, it's not an architectural company, but we do have home furnishing brands. So that's what we use for designing, and that's what we promote to client. Maybe another comment about what I do is our target market is more on the high-end residential. So we cater to the like top 1% of the market. These are the clients who build in exclusive subdivisions, condos. So part of my work, we normally deal with these people, business people, celebrities, famous architects, and designers. So that's the pressure on our job. Yeah. So right now, aside from doing sales and design, I also lead the team of sales designer. And so
Okay.
that's basically the idea. About what inspires. Okay. Basically, I got two answers because I also am asked about that by professionals, especially kapag may mga nag-apply and then ni-interview ko and then they would ask me because I've stayed with the company. I started 2005 and I'm still with the company up to now.
Long time.
Loyalty award. And they always ask me. So my professional answer is because I like what I do. There's the technical part, so which I like, but the sales part naman, it allows me to meet a lot of people. And when you meet people, you widen your network, and then you also learn from these people. I have a lot of countless stories ng mga natutunan ko sa mga clients ko. But on the spiritual side, I think what inspires me is I really consider my work as my ministry. It's my opportunity to show people, professionals that actually yung being a disciple or yung my faith in God is actually a tool for me to progress. It's not a hindrance, which maybe I'll talk later. So I considered it as a ministry. So that's what inspires me.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So ako naman, my career is in the fast-moving consumer goods. So FMCGs. So anyone here na taga fast-moving consumer goods industry? Wala. So
Sa
yung
Zoom meron.
Sino?
Nagtaas ng kamay. Hindi, joke lang.
So yung fast-moving consumer goods, these are the consumer packaged goods. So anything you see in the supermarkets. So that's the line of work I'm in. No? So I also started working in 2004. So that's 21 years na no, in the FMCG industry. So my work involves making sure that the products that we sell are available to consumers anywhere, anytime. So dapat if for now we're selling snacks, no? So if you crave snacks, so the next store you see right there, dapat available siya. So pag hindi siya available, lagot kami sa boss. So dapat available siya in every supermarket, every sari-sari store. So that's what my work no involves no yon. So I actually started in my first company and I stayed there for 14 years.
Oh.
Okay, so I started as a sales specialist and then progressed to different roles within the same company and within the same department. So my goal was to make sure I learn a lot of things. No, I learn a lot of skills. No, so my goal is not really to earn a lot. My goal is to develop myself. So even with lateral movements within the same department and within the same company, I grab that opportunity because I see it as an opportunity for learning. No, so to widen your skills. No, so I stayed there 14 years, 6 different roles. So that's about 2 to 3 years in each role. So I think that's also a good amount of time for each role na ma-master mo and matutunan mo siya, no? And then you move on to the next. So that's what worked for me, no? So syempre iba-iba rin tayo ng journey, no? And then after 14 years, I moved on to my second company, which is where I'm still working with, no? So here naman I'm also within sales. sales department. So I led a group of sales managers. So we managed naman yung national key accounts or the national supermarkets, no? However, after a year, no, after leaving my company, my first company for 14 years, after a year, yung nilipatan ko, na-dissolve yung position. So one of the stressful moments in my career. Ano ba yan? I gave up 14 years for na ma-dissolve lang tong napasukan ko, di ba? So, but anyway, fast forward, I was moved to another department within the same company. Tapos, after 2 years, I was appointed to lead that group kung saan ako lumipat. So it was just, it was stressful, challenging moment. But God pala was preparing me for something bigger. So yon. So I feel like it's really God, no? So yon. What inspires me in my work is that it resonates with the things that I want to do. No? So as a business administration graduate, I like the challenge of analyzing market trends. Yon, making sure nga that the consumers get the products that they need. No? So, and what promotions would appeal to consumers. So those things, no? But more than anything else, ako kasi what inspires me is that I go to work and I see it as a venue for me to serve God. So yon. So other points maybe later siguro.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Dr. Lee.
What inspires me?
Ay, yung, about your career po muna and then what inspires you about what you do.
Okay. Kasi bago ako naging dentist, naging disciple muna ako. So, ang naging inspirasyon ko talaga hanggang ngayon, yung relationship ko kay God. 19 years old ako nung naging disciple ako. Ayoko talaga mag-dentist. Gusto ko mag-full-time sa church. Kasi ang tamad ko mag-aral. Pero yung mga discipler ko, lagi ako sinasabihan na, Judy, tapusin mo yung pag-aaral mo ha. Kailangan mo maging dentist. Hindi, gusto ko na maging full-time sa church. Pero yon ang nag-inspire sa akin. Yung discipleship and my relationship with God. Kaya, ang sarap maging dentista sa simbahan. Kasi marami kang gagamutin. Amen.
Alright. Nakakatuwa na intro pa lang.
Magko-consult na tayo mamaya.
The-
Oh, diba? Inspiring.
Ayun. Well, so, we're moving into a roundtable discussion na po, no? So, by their introductions, Kaloy, it sounded like you have a full plate given your roles, responsibilities. Clientele pa lang ni Pete, di ba?
Oo.
The top 1%. So, given these things that you're juggling with, our first question is, how are you honoring God with your resources? May it be time, energy, and finances. How are you
Yeah.
managing these things in a way that's honorable kay God? Zabala.
Labalas muna tayo.
So we do the same sequence. About time, energy, what I realize is it's very important to understand that yung time, energy, and resources, we're all given that. Ang iba-iba lang yung quantity. Time, we all have 24 hours. So equal tayo lahat doon. Energy, mukhang iba-iba ang si Kuya Marco, mas malakas yung energy kaysa sa akin, no? Finances, syempre iba-iba rin. But one thing is for sure, etong mga to, limited siya. 'Di ba? So, I think what I realize is, since these are limited, and ang question is, how do I honor God? Ang lagi kong tanong, what helped me to manage it is, lagi kong tanong sarili ko, ano bang gagawin ko dito, sa time, sa energy ko, sa finances ko, na kapag hinarap ko kay God, magiging happy siya. God, this is how I spent my day. Di ba? The time. This is how I spent in my finances, in my energy. Kasi another concept of limited resources is once you allocate it in this, you are actually taking it out from another.
Okay.
Di ba? Ibig sabihin, that's why I'm the kind of person na hindi ako masyadong ma-me time eh. Because I know if I give myself that time, I have to take it away from either the church, the work, or sa ano. But maybe two things I can share. In terms of honoring God, I learned two things. One is prioritization. Kailangan alam mo talaga yung priority mo. Meaning, i-allocate mo dun sa priorities mo. For me, of course, being a disciple, si God, and then my family. So if you look at my schedule, look at my finances, makikita mo, dun talaga naka-allocate yung time. Second tip siguro is creativity. Kailangan with the limited resources, creative ka. Right now, we wear a hat like we're parents. We work more than 8 hours a day, for example. And then when we get home, we teach our kids. And then, how do we now spend our weekend? Nakaplat na siya lahat, no? So, paano ngayon kung merong exam yung mga bata? This happened, nag-periodical exam recently. So, now, how do I now incorporate the review time? Kasi they're still young with our schedule. But you just cannot, if you plot it in hindi talaga magkakasya. So, you have to be creative. So, ang ginawa ko I read in advance. I also study. I read in advance their lesson. And then, yung lakad namin the whole day, nagre-review kami habang nasa car. So, you really have to be creative. But I think at the end of the day, a good question to ask is, magiging happy ba si God kung pag-present mo sa Kanya kung paano mo ginamit yung resources mo?
Ganda. Yun talaga ang boss, si God. Okay.
Okay, sige. So, I'll just build on yung sinabi ni Pete, no, that our time is very limited. So, we have to be creative, no, and dapat planado siya. So, tama yon. So, and we should be intentional para ma-maximize natin, and so that we will be able to cover all our responsibilities. Responsibilities natin in the church, in our work, no? We have different hats, no? So, kailangan talaga, we really have to be intentional. So, on time management, maybe I'll just give some practicals, no? So, in time management, ang gusto nating i-achieve is that we will be able to be productive and meron tayong work-life balance, no? So, kung yun ang goal natin, very crucial to that is planning. So, siguro a practical that I can share that we do at work, no? So, planning that we can apply in our lives, no? In our personal lives or even at work, no? Have a long-term plan and a short-term plan, no? So, in companies, they have 5-year plan. Merong annual plan. Broken down pa yan to a monthly plan and to a daily plan. So tayo as disciples, if we want to maximize our time, we should be able to think about those. No, 5 years from now, what do I want to accomplish? No, and then that 5 years from now, you have to break it down para chewable siya. And if it's chewable, then it's more realistic and more achievable. No, now down to the monthly plan, that's where you operationalize how to get into the annual plan and your 5-year plan. Pagdating mo sa daily plan, pagdating mo sa opisina, you have to look at your task list. You should be able to learn how to prioritize. Unahin yung urgent and important. So those things, no? So you can Google it na lang, no? So but in short, you should be able to have a long-term plan and a short-term plan. Okay? So, yon. Second, on energy management naman. So why we want to manage our energies is because we want to take good care of our health and our overall well-being, no? So yung activities that will wear out or drain our energies, dapat alam natin yon. We have to identify those kasi those are the distractions. So yun dapat yung ini-eliminate natin para hindi nasasayang yung energies natin. So, ano ba yung examples at the workplace, no? So wag tayong mag-participate in chismis, correct? Okay, so, 'di ba? So there are activities.
Politics din daw.
Politics, yan. So, let's not participate on those activities, no? So, gossips, ganyan. When you're in a meeting, sometimes you will see yourself or yung colleagues mo arguing. So, let's not participate in those. So, let's be the person who is the collaborative one. So, in this na arguments, no, you focus on how to resolve or provide solutions to the challenges, diba? So, dapat collaborative. And yun, again, number one distraction in the generation today, ano? Yes, ano?
Okay. Kala ko love life eh.
Love life.
Iba.
Iba yun, oo. So, social media, diba? So, let's regulate
Tama.
the use of social media. So, stop scrolling, mga ganyan, or maybe, identify how much time, no? So those are some practical. So yung proactive naman in managing our energies, syempre we have to engage ourselves in exercise, no? We have to get good nutrition, 'di ba? So good sleep. So si Pete lagi kong lagi kong china-challenge dyan kasi good sleep is very important or sufficient sleep, no? So, yun naman yung mga proactive ways that we manage our energies. Lastly, financial management. So, bakit natin gusto i-manage yung finances natin? Because we want to achieve financial freedom. Diba? So, kami ni Pete, we are leading the FinCom no, in QC. May separate module kami dyan. But the gist is, of course, we should live within our means. No, so let's cover our needs first. Of course, our contributions to God, and also setting aside monies for benevolence. Tapos yung savings, investments, last yung wants. Okay, so yun. So those are my practical tips lang siguro for managing time, energy, and finances.
Right.
Very holistic yung approach.
Oo. Actually, ang dami na nga nagsusulat eh. Talagang nag-jot down notes
Taking
sila.
down notes.
Oo. Si-share na lang. Guys, si-share na lang sa inyo yung
Thank you.
file mamaya. Alright.
Doc Jude.
How about
Time management, hindi ko yan strength. Kasi 19 years old ako naging disciple, di ba? Hindi ko yan naging strength. Pero dahil 30 years na akong disciple, yan ang lagi naming pinag-uusapan sa D-time, sa mentoring, hanggang sa, okay, ganito na lang gagawin ko. Magsusulat na lang ako sa quiet time notebook ko ng everyday para yung verse isusulat ko doon at yung schedule ko. So, ibig sabihin, napakahalaga pala talaga sa akin yung magplano at may priority. Kasi kung may priority ako, alam ko kung kailan ako uuwi. Na may nag-aantay sa akin yung mga anak ko, yung asawa ko, at kailangan ko magluto. Yun. So, mahalaga talaga na may plano at may priority para yung time management mo, na ma-manage talaga. Energy. Okay. Na-realize ko lang to kasi may mga binabasa akong libro. Nawawalan ako ng energy kapag may sin yung heart ko. Yun pala, yung sin na yun yung channel ko kay God. Nabablock yun. Kaya hindi ako nakaka-connect kay God. So, ang nangyayari, nadideplete yung strength ko. The whole day, hindi ako happy. So, pag hindi ako happy, hindi ako productive. Kaya kailangan, yung emotions ko, ginaguide ko yon. Dapat mindful ako na, God, wala bang pride sa heart ko ngayon? Baka naman galit ako sa asawa ko. Hirap magtrabaho kaya kapag may bitterness ka sa heart. Yung energy level ko talagang bumabagsak din siya. Kaya kailangan ko i-guide lagi yung aking emotion. Nakakonect dapat kay God at sa mga quiet time ko. Kaya mahalaga sa akin everyday, magsulat sa notebook. Kaya yung quiet time notebook ko, punong-puno na yung luggage ko. Nakatago talaga siya. Oh yeah. Yung finances naman, alala ko nung campus ako, dahil working student ako, maraming beses na yung mga disciple nag-aambag-ambag yan. Alam ni Jeric yun. At nahingan ko yan ng mga pamasahe. One time, kulang yung pang tuition ko kasi ang isa sa mga trabaho ko noon, sideline ko, magtinda ng isda habang nag-aaral sa palengke. Disciple na ako nito So yung mga disciple nag-aambag-ambag yun para madagdagan yung tuition fee ko. Sabi ko, wow, eto yung simbahan na hindi ko iiwanan. Sabi ko, God, gawin mo akong dentista. Hindi ako magdadamo sa church na to.
Wow.
Kaya gusto ko mag full-time. Ayaw ako i-full-time. Ang sabi ng mga discipler ko, no, you need to be a dentist. Kaya pala yun ang gusto ni God, maging dentist ako para mas maraming, trabaho. Pag maraming trabaho, mas malaking tulong sa simbahan. So, minsan kaya bumibili ako ng sasakyan, hindi para lang sa amin. Pinapagamit namin sa Hope. Pag may mga ipa-follow up na malayong lugar, sige gamitin nyo yan. Yung bahay namin, extension ng church.
Wow.
Kaya doon sila nagpa-practice, nagdi-D-time. So, sabi ko, God, salamat. Dahil hindi ko na to hiningi, sobra-sobra na to. Bonus na lang talaga. Yung wealth, yung pera, bonus na lang talaga yon. Gagamitin lang lahat ni God yon para sa kingdom niya talaga. Amen.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Doc Judy.
Grabe.
Nakakatuwa, no? How yung blessing, umapaw lang.
Yes.
Talaga. At maraming naka-benefit.
Heart is overflowing with gratitude kay God. So, natural lang to return the favor to God, syempre, di ba? So, let's, question number 2 naman tayo. What are the practical ways to resist worldliness and financial pressure?
With emphasis on materialism.
Materialism, oo.
Doc Judy naman.
Hala,
Okay.
hirap na hirap ako dyan. Kasi worldly talaga ako. Di ba galing ako sa hirap. Working student ka, deprived sa lahat ng bagay. Naalala ko ng young Christian ako kung saan ako nakikitulog na disciple. Kaya sabi ko, God, magkaroon lang ako ng pera. Gusto ko bumili yan. Lahat yan gusto ko bilhin. Pero nung naging disciple talaga ako, yung heart ko na disciple talaga, na mentor, na train ka, sabi ko, ang ginagawa ko na ngayon para ma-resist yung worldliness, kailangan i-surround ko yung sarili ko sa mga hindi worldly na tao. Kasi kung worldly yung kakaibiganin mo, hindi talaga mauubos yung gusto mo eh. Kaya sabi ko, God, kailangan ko maging close sa aking discipler, kailangan ko maging close sa mga spiritual women sa aming sector, para sa ganon, nababantayan ako. Or else, magiging worldly talaga ako. Ano pa ba yung tanong?
Yun na po yun.
Tama naman. A-cover naman. Very honest.
Yes,
And,
Ang ginagawa ko ngayon, pag may gusto akong bilhin, syempre minsan nakikita mo, may kumikita ka na, di ba?
May means na.
Ang kinakausap ko yung mga anak ko, 21 years old, 16, and 14 years old. Anak, okay ba to sa akin? Kasi pag binili ko to, magiging sayo din.
Pamana.
Alam mo, nakakatuwa yung mga anak ko kasi disciple na yung dalawa. Mami, hindi pwede. Kasi ilang puno ang sisirain para lang mabili mo yung damit na yan.
Oh.
Pangalawa, Mami, ayaw namin mag-work hard ka. Huwag mo na yung bilhin para may time ka sa amin. And number 3, yung husband ko, hindi siya worldly. Napaka simpleng tao. Ayaw niya ng maraming gamit. Kaya thank you, Lord.
Yeah, balance. Tama po.
Binigay ni God pala yun for a reason.
Appreciate ko yung vulnerability ni
Yes.
Doc Judy doon. Pero tama, nakahanap ka ng pambalance.
Saka may practical
Yes,
pa. Surround yourself with hindi mga worldly.
Yes. So we need to find those people among our crowd.
Oo. Lahat naman dito hindi. Di ba? Okay, sa bat naman.
Okay. I perfectly can relate to Doc Judy kasi ganun din ako. So, yun. If hindi ako disciple, that's my tendency also, no? Worldliness. So, watch out talaga yun for me. So, every time, feeling ko magpa-fall ako doon. So, watch out. Siya. So, every time, there's something that I'm interested in, ganon. So, I always ask myself, why am I buying it? Diba? So, kailangan, I'm buying it for the right reasons, no? Pag hindi right reason, nako, hindi pwede, ganon. So dahil watch out din siya for me, so, si Doc Judy surrounding herself with people, so that's also what I do, pero it's also great, diba, to be married in the kingdom, kasi may 24/7 discipler ka. So every time I like something, kailangan, Pete, I like this, ganyan. Tapos, he would interrogate me, bakit mo ba yan gusto, ganyan. So until ma-expose talaga yung real reason. So, kung hindi tama yung heart, okay, no, disapprove. Yun. But si Doc Jody, okay yung yung niya sa anak niya, mapupunta rin to sa'yo. Ako naman, ang sinasabi ko, Pete, I work hard naman eh. Diba? Parang ganon. So, but still, what's crucial is what's in our heart. So, we should go after what is important, what matters, no? Yung material things, no, until we get the right heart, so hindi muna. Okay, so yun.
Okay. May interrogator. Kuya, ikaw na.
Yeah, just to add dun sa binanggit ni Minette, siguro nabanggit niya na rin to. Sa amin kasi, siya daw gusto niyang yumaman. Oo. Pero ako, alam niya, ako ayaw ko yumaman. That's she knows that I also don't want to go abroad to earn more. Paano kayo makabaya? But kidding aside, ang na-realize ko diyan, I've seen not just hindi lang naman lahat ng tao nag-struggle diyan eh, di ba? Disciple ka man or hindi, yung worldliness. Pero ang na-realize ko, nag-struggle yung mga tao dyan. Kasi meron din namang non-disciples na kontento rin naman sila. Diba? Meron din, Pero, ang na-realize ko, nag-start yung struggle ng worldliness. We have to understand where it starts so that we can guard our hearts. Kung nag-start ng yung self-worth mo, nanggagaling dun sa mga bagay. Yan. Halimbawa, nag-work ka. Parang feeling mo, you need to have this cellphone for you to feel good. Diba? O kaya, you need to drive this car so that people can see that you have umasenso ka na. No? Kapag reunion, kailangan ganito yung makita nila sa akin para they don't look down on me and all. So, I think that's where the struggle of worldliness starts. So, ibig sabihin, kung dun siya nag-start, para sa akin, what works is, dun din yung ginaguard ko, yung heart ko. No? I always do a heart check. I make sure that, and feeling ko, yun din yung blessed ang mga disciples. Kung lahat, disciples, susceptible sa worldliness, na-realize ko, blessed tayo as disciples. Kasi, if there's one thing that fights worldliness, na natutunan ko being a disciple, nung naging disciple ka, yung self-worth mo, yung happiness mo, si Jesus na eh. Diba? It's not even getting married or it's not getting a status or what people think. Your self-worth is based on your security kay Jesus. So, to resist yung worldliness, kailangan secured yung feelings mo kay Jesus. I'm happy na written yung ko sa book of life, no? But let me just also comment quickly. At times we judge worldliness when people buy certain things.
Yes.
We have to understand that it may be, it may not be. Kaya nga heart check dapat siya. I talked to an architect. He's a well-known architect. Sabi niya, Peter, you know what I realized? Ang tagal ko na sa industry. I invested in a nice car. I drive a Benz. Not because I want to, but because naalala ko, if I drive a Benz and I meet the client, hindi ako tinatawaran. If I drive a lower car, siyempre parang, ano to, gustong kaya ng binabraso sila. So, at times, maybe some expense can be an investment. But that's gonna be tricky at times.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you check, kukunin ko ba to kasi parang I feel confident I have this. If it's crossing that line, be careful. But if you say na, no, wala yun, or investment mo, gusto ko ng MacBook kasi bas reliable siya, then go ahead. But if you feel na, kasi everybody is, may pressure, yung financial pressure, everybody, ganun. Ako, second hand na laptop. Pero hindi mo naman kailangan ganun yung spec. So, it always boils down to heart check.
Perfect. Okay.
Right. Thank you. Very, very practical
Yes.
insights.
May contrast talaga.
Oh, something's wrong with your mic.
Oo. May contrast talaga, no? For nakita ko lang
Ah.
how they value it.
Mm-mm-mm.
Lalabas talaga yung what's in your heart.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to do a heart check.
Mm-mm.
Right? But it's really not just the item or the possession itself. Right? Parang we can look beyond that.
Yes.
Really look into our hearts. Okay. For our next question, ito naman is because in the corporate world, diba, it's very competitive.
Oo.
How can we stay ethical and price-centered even in that environment? When conflicts arise, we still remain gracious. So, paano ba?
Or how can we shine as a disciple in the workplace?
Okay.
Yon.
Sino ba? Okay, Dabar.
Na pa. Okay.
Okay, so when I was younger, so nung nag-uumpisa pa lang ako in my career, I was really very competitive. Meron talagang, syempre, di ba, you would want to be the one promoted first, yung mga ganyan, di ba? So, but what I learned, no, being competitive, parang may, parang meron kang kaaway, ganyan, di ba? Parang, dapat mas magaling ako sa kanya, mas maganda yung ginawa ko, mas maganda yung idea ko, yung ganyan. You tend to compare yourself with another person. And when you do that, walang mananalo. It's draining, ganon. So, sometimes, ikaw yung lamang, sometimes yung and then pag siya yung kakompetensya mo yung lamang, di ba? It doesn't, it makes you feel down, di ba? So years and years, parang ayoko nung ganitong feeling. So I just realized, no, so looking back, ako now, how I handle competition in the corporate world is I compete with myself. So what I do is I set high standards for myself. Kasi yun naman yung expected sa atin as Christians, di ba? We have to be excellent. So you have to find out what are the traits of a high-performing employee. Tapos, yun yung i-goal mo na maging ikaw. Okay? So, you don't compete to anyone, no? With anyone. So, you compete with yourself. So, base doon sa ikaw mismo ang nag-set ng standards. Okay? So, as a people leader also, so just to share with you, ano ba yung traits ng high-performing employees. So, dapat, first, you are able to deliver results. No? So, importante yon. Pangalawa, I also look at people who can lead and influence, no, regardless of the rank dun sa organization. Colleague mo yan, boss mo yan, or executive yan, you should be able to influence, no? Influence meaning you share your ideas, ganyan. And then, the last one is, you should be highly motivated and committed. So, ito yung standards I set for myself, no? So, if I'm able to deliver the results, kaya ko ma-influence any person in the organization, and I go to work enthusiastically because I'm motivated and committed, yan yung standards that I compete myself with. No? So I get rid of yung comparing yourself with another. So, yon. So that's what I learned, no? And that's what I'm practicing now, na medyo mature na tayo in our career.
Okay. Kuya Pete naman.
Yeah, for me, siguro try ko lang himayin yung question and i-understand kung ano ba yung pinanggagalingan ng question.
Okay.
Kasi parang, at least my take on it is, how can we stay ethical and Christ-centered in a competitive corporate world? Ang dating kasi sa akin nung question is para bang, being a to be competitive or advance in a corporate world, parang it's hard if you're a Christian. Parang ganun yung dating sa akin eh. Parang ganun yung, parang it's hard to be, which I would like to correct that notion na it's actually not hard. Why? Why do I say that? Because that's it's a different story for me. When I was new, I started 2005, di ba, na work. I was new like a few months pa lang yata. So may inassign sa aking client. I went to the client. It's a turnover client. And my boss then gave me a specific instruction na ganitong sabihin mo dun sa client, which is not truthful. Which is not truthful. And I told my boss, sorry, boss, I cannot say that. That's not truthful. But okay, let me handle this client. Parang basically, I'll do it my way. I just cannot say what you're asking me. So, fast forward, na-handle ko naman, ano. So, now, because of that, I now had, people knew me as a person of integrity.
Wow.
And I actually, it's inisip ko, I owe that kay God. Now, and in fact, because I stood up for my faith, my reputation in the company, and they look up to me, even up to now in terms of integrity. Because of that, they also give me more responsibility. They know when it comes to mga compromises, they cannot trust on me on that, no? Hindi ko sila magbibigyan. But they know I can be relied upon. Then, so, nakita ko doon, in fact, my being a Christian became actually the main reason why I progressed.
Wow.
Another thing is most people, they work, sabi nga ni Kuya Marco, maganda kapag empleyado ka, mag-out ka. Wala na, pwede ka na, maglamierda, di ba? But since as Christians, ang conviction natin, we don't work for our human masters, di ba? We work for God. So you make sure that your output is always excellent. Bayad man yung oras na binigay mo o hindi, you make sure because you're accountable kay God. And because, again, I owe that. Ako ba yun? Hindi. I owe that because I learned that from the Bible. I have to be excellent in my work. So, inisip ko ngayon, it's actually because of my faith that I am where I am now in the corporate world. So, I just want to, at least that's my story. Maybe sa iba yung story. But I just want to correct that notion that actually you can make use of your faith to shine at work. I mean, who would not promote a person who is excellent in their job and who has good character?
Amen.
Diba?
That's
So
right.
that's what they are looking for anyways.
Thank you. Parang ang nakita ko doon, Kaloy, a paradigm shift. I
Yeah.
think most of the time we think na deterrent yun, di ba? Kasi hindi ko nagagawa to. I can't advance in my career. But thank you, Peach, for sharing that.
Yeah.
Doc Judy?
Bilang disciple na dentist, ang masakit sa part ko yung magbayad ng tax every month. Masakit talaga yun kasi, pwede mo God, pwede bang sa'yo ko na lang ibigay? Ganon. Pero ang nakatulong sa aming mag-asawa, nung in-start namin tong business na to, or yung profession ko, una pa lang sabi namin, mag-hire tayo ng accountant na disciple para nababantayan kami. Nababantayan din namin yung role namin as a disciple, sa ating gobyerno. So, masakit man yon, pero kailangan naming ibigay yung tama. Last time, pumunta yung RDO sa clinic. Nagtataka siya, bakit daw yung bayad namin paras lang ng isa sa mga hospital. Ang lit-lit lang naman ng clinic.
Wow.
So sabi ko, yun yung isa sa mga na-experience ko na bakit? Ba't sila nagtataka? Nagbibigay naman ng tama, ganon. Ba't kailangan pa nila i-question? And then, siguro after 10 years or 20 years na nagpa-practice ako, binibigyan kami lagi sa Manila ng one of the top taxpayer sa Manila. So, parang, hindi ako natutuwa. Sabi ko, hindi ako natutuwa. So, kahit hindi ka natutuwa, in the eyes of God, pinapalakpakan ka ni God dahil binibigay mo yung tama.
Yes.
So, isa yon sa nag-glorify talaga yung si God na, wow, God, kahit masakit, ibibigay pa rin na yung mag-asawa yung dapat. Pangalawa na nakita ko sa practice namin, yung syempre lahat ng treatment plan, kailangan mo ng clearance. Importante yon. And ino-observe ko din talaga, even sa mga kapwa ko dentist na nag-work sa amin, yung code of ethics sa field of dentistry, mahalaga kasi yon. Kailangan lagi ako uma-attend ng mga seminars para updated ka. Ano yung mga kailangan i-comply. Tapos, isa sa mga na-observe ko din pagka-disciple ka pala na dentist or doctor, pwede kang bayaran kahit in kind. Kaya ako nagkaroon ng clinic sa province kasi ni-request ako doon na mag-dental mission doon hanggang sa lagi na ako pinapapunta. O dahil lagi ako pinapapunta, nagtayo na lang ako ng clinic. So minsan, walang pambayad, may alagang manok, Dok, pwede bang ito na lang? May tanim na prutas, may tanim na gulay, ito na lang. So okay lang yon, disciple naman tayo. So by that way, yun yung kaibahan siguro ng disciple na ganito ang profession kasi pwede kang walang bayad. Pwede ka ring bayaran lang ng ganito. Then minsan yung mga client ko na may company, tinatawag ako na pwede mo bang gamutin lahat ng tao namin? Punta ka rito sa Tagaytay. So yung buong staff nila, dadalhin ko doon yung sterilizer, yung team, yung mga nurse ko para mag-dentist kami doon, mag-practice kami talaga doon. So by that way, nakikita ko na natutuwa sila na iba pala yung dentist na disciple, na Christian, kasi dadayuin mo sila sa murang halaga pa, abonado pa ako sa gasolina, pero happy ako na yun yung binigay ni God sa puso ko na gawin, yung extend mo yung practice mo sa mga less fortunate.
Thank you, Dr. Rudy. Do we have time for the 2 more questions or?
One
Okay.
question.
Sige, I think you touched on shining in the workplace now. So we have one more question for our speakers. What strategies can help professionals align their career goals with faith?
All right. So, Zabalas naman ulit.
Sige. So what strategies can help professionals align their career goals with faith? And siguro din, we'd like to add this in, no? For the young professionals, how can they set themselves up for career growth also?
Okay. Sige. Well, ang take ko dito, kasi we're relating career goals and faith, no? Personally, what I realize, at times, our career goals, it can be a spiritual decision, but not all the time. At times, it's just a professional decision, no? Whether you go BPI or BDO, hindi naman mas spiritual ka pag pumunta ka sa bangko. It's just a professional decision, no? But I think it becomes a spiritual decision if, for example, one, in that position, you'll have to make compromises. So I wouldn't encourage you to take that position. Or another, on the other side naman, if that position would allow you to have more time for the ministry or for your family, then I would encourage you naman to take that career. But you'll have to figure out, is it a spiritual decision or is it a professional decision? Hopefully, if it's a spiritual decision kasi, easier naman to decide. Kasi alam mo naman yung mga red flags eh. Minsan lang na-attract ka dun sa package na parang hindi mo pinapansin yung red flag. But the reason why it's called red, kasi red flags are easy to identify. So we just have to be honest lang. But in terms of advancing in career, what I think na-mention ko na rin kanina, I think very important, 2 things. Our faith actually can shape our work. In what ways? One, it shapes your decision, which means lalabas yung character mo. And people trust. Sa amin, pag nag-interview kami, that's something that we always check. Good character, kung reliable ba, may integrity. Second is, since you work for God, that's your view as Christians, then you try to be always excellent. So, always build on your competency. If you are an encoder, try to learn all the things about it. so that you can be more marketable. And then, last one would be a tip that I got from a client. Sabi niya, Peter, nung nagsisimula ako, he was working na an accounting firm. Sabi niya, Peter, tuturuan kita, ha? When I was starting, bago lang ako. What I always do to advance is, tatapusin ko yung trabaho ko ng maaga-maaga. Tapos yung mga superiors ko, lalapitan ko. Sir, mukhang nahihirapan ka dun sa ginagawa mo, tulungan na kita. So, tinutulungan niya. So, basically, he's extending. Yung mga boss naman, happy-happy. Sige, gawin mo yan. Pasa na pasa. Fast forward few months siya na yung boss. Why? Because he has shown himself to be reliable.
Yeah.
He has learned the skills. Kasi iba yung ginagawa niya. Ngayon, papagawa sa kanya, natuto ngayon siya. So I think, always look for those opportunity. I think one tip that I would give you is, most of the time, as an employee, we try to limit what we do. Ito lang yung gagawin ko eh. But actually, time and again, I've seen yung mga nag-progress, those who are willing to take more responsibility. So, be ready with opportunities. Character is very important. We're blessed that we have our faith that helps us make decisions, and always build on excellence and competence.
Okay.
Okay. Aligning career goals and faith. I think one practical is to also look at the mission of the company. No, is it something that aligns with you also as a disciple? No, so for example, in my case, our mission is to provide delightful meals to everyone. No, so that's also something that is in the service of your countrymen, diba? So that's also my service to God. So that also kinds of one practical, no, pag pumipili kayo ng mga kumpanya that align ba to sa faith ko, no? So yun. And on the tips for young professionals to advance in their career, yun yung na-mention ko na rin kanina, no? So, you should be able to deliver results, exceed results kung mas maganda. So, that's what Pete said kanina, excellence, no? And then being able to influence and lead people, colleagues, ganon. So, kahit hindi ka pa yung boss, kung absent si boss, ikaw, mag-volunteer ka na, yung ganon. So, one tip I also got from mentors is when you are doing your job, kunwari, so you're reporting to your line manager, kahit hindi ka pa yung line manager, you already observe your line manager. How is it? Ano ba yung traits to be a line manager, no? Ano ba yung ginagawa niya, yung ganyan. So when the opportunity comes, ready ka anytime. So that also happened to me, no, when I led the trade marketing group in our company, no. It also happened suddenly. Sabi ko, parang sinabi pa lang sa akin, akala ko tinatanong ako, so hindi pala inaantay yung sagot ko, ako na talaga. So yung ganyan. So you really have to be ready, no. And the third one is commitment. No, so you should be able to show your commitment to the company. So, sino ang aayaw dun sa committed na tao? So those are the traits, no, that will help you advance in your career.
Yes, thank you. Nakita ko doon talaga the willingness to go the extra mile. Takes you places. Okay.
How about kay Doc Judy sa kanyang practice?
Siguro yung strategies, kung saan yung may need, gusto ko doon. Kasi yung profession ko, di ba, hawak ko yung oras ko. So, kung saan ang may need sa community namin or sa church, kailangan meron akong i-contribute. Kasi yun naman talaga yung nilagay ni God sa heart ko. Yung faith ko, dapat tulungan ko yung aking kababayan, yung aking kapwa-disciple. Dahil flexible naman yung oras ko, hawak ko yung schedule ko. Magbibigay ako ng time para sa community ko, sa church at sa labas. Kung ano yung may need doon ako pupunta. So, mini-maintain ko talaga yon na God, available ako lagi. Anyway, ikaw naman ang nagbigay ng profession na ganito. mas ikaw ang priority ko. Kaya ang ginawa ko, nag-hire ako ng maraming, hindi naman marami, nag-hire ako ng magduduplicate sa dapat gagawin ko. Para meron akong time sa ministry. O, hindi baling ibenta, hindi ako bumili ng ganitong gamit ko para may pampasweldo ako sa secretary ko, may driver. Para magawa ko yung para sa ministry ni God. So, doon ko talaga, ini-inspire yung sarili ko na God, hanggang nagtatrabaho ako, magbibigay ako ng time para sa'yo.
Wow. Grabe. Kita ko yung promise ni Doc Judy since she was studying
Right.
up until
Yeah.
today.
Hindi nawala
She
yung
is
ganun.
very diligent of her promise to God.
Okay, so it's time for our Mentimeter Q&A, Katoy.
Mentimeter. Okay, let's
may mga
hear from
questions na ba tayo
the
dyan?
audience.
Did you send in your questions?
Okay.
We're looking at the screen now.
Alright. Parang yan na siguro.
Okay, eto na. Okay,
Okay.
sige, go ahead ka
The
lang.
question is, how do you handle difficult decisions such as hiring, firing, handling conflict in a Christ-like manner? Okay,
Doc.
very interesting question. Who wants to go first?
Doc.
Ayan na, si Doc.
Judy's ready.
Excited ako dyan.
Okay.
Alam nyo ba na, syempre, pagka nag-hire ka ng, staff, di ba? Ang number one na ginagawa namin mag-asawa, honey, magsika ng advice dun sa, HR manager natin sa church. Ito yung kanyang strength. So, ang nakakatuwa, di ba? Sa church pa rin meron tayong resources. Kaya i-guide ka talaga ni God. Talagang yung business mo, yung profession mo, mag-grow talaga yan eh. Kasi sa church pa lang, ang dami mo ng resources. Ang gagawin lang namin mag-asawa, mag-seek ng advice kung etong taong ba to karapat-dapat na mag-work sa mga disciple na may-ari. So, handling conflict naman, ganun pa rin. Magsisik ulit ako ng advice, ito yung conflict namin ng staff ko, ano kayo magandang gawin? Mangingi kami ng advice sa iba't ibang may profession na ganito yung mga kanilang trabaho. So, ang nakaka-amaze doon, i-bless talaga ni God. Totoo talaga yung sinasabi sa Bible na kapag marami kang advisor, imposibleng hindi ka magiging successful. At makikita mo yan sa church, sa mga disciple.
Okay. Maganda. How about the Zabalas naman? Straightforward naman yung answer. Yeah.
Yeah, so since sa company kasi namin, we're involved in recruitment. Siyempre, we interview applicants. So that's where the hiring comes in. Firing, of course, pag hindi pumasa sa performance evaluation, we have to let go. Conflict. Now, sa hiring, madali lang kasi wala namang commitment pa eh. You can say yes or no. So I think it's not, pagkausap mo siya, wala namang expectation, i-accept mo siya. We'll call you again. Di ba? But I think the firing, what I realize, the best way to handle it is, I got this concept from the owners of the company. If we have to let go of someone, we have to let go of them. Why? Because we have to, it's for the sake of that person. You know what I'm saying? Kasi, you keep them, they'll continue to be a poor performers, and then they don't know. So I think the Christ-like way is when you part ways, you have to make sure that why you are letting go of them, and it has to be clear to them so that as they move on, they know. They know. They can grow.
Okay.
Okay? And then sa conflict naman, I really believe as Christians, especially dun sa mga may mga teams kayong hinahandle, I think we're blessed in a way that we know how to talk to people. Yeah. I've seen some leaders struggle because they don't know. They don't know how to be transparent, but still, honest ka in pointing out what's wrong, but you are doing it in love. It's hard to see that outside. So parang sa akin, the reason why I'm successful in resolving conflicts in the office, I learned that from the church. I learned that from the church. So I see that as a blessing. Kaya nga yung lagi kong binabanggit, actually, being a Christian is a blessing to move forward in our career. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For hiring, siguro this is also a tip, no? So what as hiring managers, what matters more is actually the character and commitment. Kasi yung competency side, while it is also important, no, may edge yun, but it's something that can be learned. No, yung character and commitment, that's mahirap ituro yon, 'di ba? Wala sa textbook yon. So that's a tip, and that's also our edge as disciples. So check tayo doon. Now, in terms of firing, we leave that out to the HR. Pero as a department head or as a group head, what I do is to make sure na I exhausted all efforts before siya makarating sa firing stage. No, I exhausted all efforts na I was able to tell the employee, this is how you do, these are the things that you need to do, or yun. And then you also ask the employee what support you need, no? So, if all of these things nabigay mo dun sa employee, then I think we've done our part. No, the firing part mismo, ganyan, we leave it up to the HR. But as the group head or department head, dapat na-exhaust mo yung efforts to help the employee, no? So, ang gusto natin, mag-succeed pa rin siya, no? So, there are times in our careers, di ba, na we are in a down moment. So, dyan pumapasok tayo as Christians, no? We support, we help, no? In the capacity that we can, no? In resolving conflict naman, what I learned from my experience is, pag nagre-resolve ng conflict, focus on moving forward actions. Huwag nang ipamukha yung naging mali, yung ganon. It will drain you. So, and then it will take a lot of time. But if you focus on moving forward, how to resolve, what's the resolution, what did you learn, yon, that's more positive way and more Christ-like way of approaching.
Thank you. Very wonderful insights. And I think we're down to our last question.
Sige.
So, okay, I'm going to read it.
All right.
How do you stay motivated and committed despite rejections and work traumas? That's very loaded. Yeah.
How do you stay motivated and despite rejections and work traumas?
Dr. Lee,
Okay.
you ready?
Oo nga, di ba? Kapag may mga pasyente na hindi gusto yung ginawa mo, nakaka-trauma yun. Yung rejection. Rejection naman, marami ako niyan. Marami na rin akong trauma. Pero ang naging effective sa akin, yung favorite kong place sa bahay namin, yung sanctuary ko, lagi talaga ako doon lumuluhod kay God. Yun talaga yung security ko. God, nahirapan na ako. Ayoko na maging dentist. Ganon. Ayoko na mag-handle ng tao. Ayoko nang harapin to. Pero alam nyo, nasisecure talaga ako every time na babalikan ko yung word ni God. Babalikan ko yung, bakit ba ako naging disciple? Ano yung mga cause ko bilang isang disciple? At syempre, magpapaditime ako sa asawa ko. Magpapaditime ako sa mga anak ko. Nandito yung anak ko, si CJ. 21 years old na yan, disciple na yan. Alam mo, kapag nararamdaman ko yung gano'n, yung rejection, yung mga trauma, alam mo, mami, mag-pray tayo. Ang sarap magkaroon ng disciple na pamilya kasi na-share ko sa kanila yung mga struggle ko bilang ganito yung profession. So, kinabukasan, okay ka na ulit, di ba? Parang na-energize ka na naman kasi nakapag-confess ka na nag-meditate na ulit ako sa word ni God, nakapag-open up ulit ako sa aking asawa, sa aking discipler. Kaya I'm so grateful talaga na I'm a disciple of Christ. Amen.
Grabe. How about the Zabalas naman?
Okay. Medyo relatable sa akin yung, kasi as I've mentioned, my work, may part ng sales. Sa sales, maraming rejections dyan, Yun ang mga work traumas. Siguro, just to maybe give you a picture. As I mentioned, we cater to the like top 1%. What I realized, these are people who are very self-entitled.
Mm.
I remember one time, I had a client, ang tagal-tagal, may proposal ako, tapos tawag siya sa akin. Ano yan? Parang before New Year. Peter, andito ngayon ako sa rancho. Oh, discuss na, nire-review ko yung proposal mo. Then, okay, sige sir, let me know kung kailan kayo available. I was thinking, siguro after New Year. Available ako ngayon. Oh, ngayon sir. Oo, kasi bukas pupunta na akong Leyte. Sige sir, punta ako dyan. So I have to go to Batangas. And they are very self-entitled. They have really high quality of, mataas yung expectations nila. Nabanggit ni Kuya Jeric about they have to be perfect. I think in our line of work, that's really the expectation. Diba? I'm paying you millions for this, and this is what I expect. I have to, and I think that's fair. Now, how do I handle that? I think, again, I go back. What I appreciate about being a disciple is whenever there are tough things, we always view it differently.
Mm.
Yeah? Iba yung pagtingin natin. Sa world, parang, ayoko na nito, or sa atin, we know God has a reason.
Mm.
We always look at the brighter things. We always process it differently. So willing ko talaga, we're blessed because we have God. We have to view that God actually helps us to cope
Mm.
in our work, in the challenges. And it's not the other way around. For me, that helped me. Yung mga rejections, I always say na, I know, God, the right client will come, or this problem, I don't know how it will end, but I know at the end of that, it's gonna be fixed.
Mm. Nice.
Okay, so I think tama yung sinabi ni Pete, 'di ba? As disciples, we're always sanay na tayo sa challenges and situations, and we know how to handle that, no? So process it, learn from it, reflect ano ba yung tinuturo sa atin ni God, and then move forward, 'di ba? So how I deal with it is I wake up the next morning enthusiastically again, pray and say na God, today is another day. And then help me to perform my job well as an act of worship sa'yo. So just showing up every day. No? So that's what's expected naman from us as disciples. So yun. So there.
All right. Thank
you.
you.
Very, very inspiring
Mm.
insights, Kaloy. We're going to share our takeaways. So,
Yes.
na-process mo na ba? So,
Oo. You know what? Parang silang the new versions of Daniel. Walking Daniel sila today. Kasi si Daniel, di ba, yung story very excellent.
Mhm.
Walang makitang flaw or nahihirapan makakita ng flaw. With Doc Judy's practice on paying taxes. Di ba pagkakita mo pa lang sa clinic niya, great taxpayer to. Maganda ethics nito. Di ba?
Mhm.
And same goes with the Zabalas. They excel in their professional careers, willing to go the extra mile. Diba, sinong ayaw nun? So, parang, I see Daniel in them.
Mm.
In the three of them. So, yeah, that's my key takeaway.
Okay. Well, I just have 2 words for my takeaway. So,
Mhm.
I think what resonated with me was planning and prioritization. So,
Mhm.
importante din talaga yun. As disciples, whatever career or field we're in.
Yes.
Okay, so once again, let's give our speakers a round of applause for their wisdom
Thank you for
and encouragement. And we're going to take a photo and then ask we're moving to the closing and final reflections part of the program.
Okay, so let's take a picture with the wonderful photographer again. Okay. Okay, may alignment pong mangyayari. Kuya Pete, okay lang tayo. All right, thank you.
Okay, so
Hello.
I would also like to get all of the speakers up on stage to take a photo also. So
Okay.
all, yeah. So
All,
Ay.
all panelists. Okay. Oh. Kasya ba? Kasya kami? Super daw kuya. Alright, with the flowers. Mm-mm. Again, thank you for our panelists. Pinagpuyatan nila yung mga sagot nila, guys, para ma-inspire nila kayo. Alright. A little token from the singles. Picture. Okay, kuya, picture daw ulit. Okay. Thank you very much. Again, you can take your seats. Tama, no? Or,
Ayun.
ah,
Yeah.
One last question.
One ano. Well,
okay. One question. Ito na lang yung mic na yan.
actually, hindi siya question, Kaloy. One last thought.
Okay.
What,
So,
like,
for our panelists,
Steve.
medyo bababa na ako kasi
Sige, ako din. Para balance.
Yan. Sige. So, if you have one advice for the singles ministry, para dun sa, you can wrap up your thought, one advice that you can give them, inspire them, what would that be? So, sino tayo magsa-start?
Sabi ni Doc daw.
Ay, kuya, pasensya na talagang tinry ko, pero sa'yo bumalik eh. Okay.
Okay. Sa akin siguro, I want to call higher yung singles ministry. I want to call higher. Imagine this. If, for example, you will invite an office mate. Let's say, but you're making compromises, your work is lousy,
Mm.
you know, do you think they'll be attracted to the gospel? No. So one way for us to really make our work, our ministry, we have to see that work kasi it's not like I have my ministry, I have my work. I have my No. Actually, as professionals, especially if you even sa business, no, you have to understand that kung saan ka nilagay ni God, yung work mo, that's your ministry. And the best way that you can bring people to Christ is, of course, you invite them, build friendship, but the strongest communication is when they see Christ in you. They would say, I want to progress in my career, and I want to be like that. And you cannot achieve that if you're making compromises and your output is lousy. So as Christians, let's make our professions, our ministry, let's show them that it helps us to be disciples to make the right decisions, moral decisions. And then second, as disciples, Christians give the excellent output. Dapat yun ang conviction natin. Christians always give the excellent output because we do not make that output out from the payroll eh. Hindi ko gagawin yan. Because we know we're doing it for God, di ba? Sa Colossians 3:23. That should be our conviction as professionals. Hopefully, that inspires you, but that's also a challenge for the singles.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pete.
All right.
Okay, same thoughts actually. First 2 points, no? The first point is, yun nga, seeing our work as our ministry, no? So, ako every morning when I go to work, I really pray na the actions that I do, the decisions that I'll make will be an act of worship to God. No? So, and if it's an act of worship to God, then we give our best. No? So let's do it well. Let's be excellent. Maybe what I'll add is the third one. In our careers, we will be experiencing challenges. and let our faith be our moral compass. No? So
Wow.
with these three principles, no, these are really things that will help us shine, no, as disciples in the workplace. And that's also how we will invite people, no, kasi if they see that kind of principles shine in the workplace, your colleagues will want to have the same lifestyle, diba? And you'll invite them to have the same lifestyle and be a disciple also.
Amen.
If there's something na I want to share para sa mga single, there are two parts. Yung part ni God, which is God is the owner, God is the controller, and God is the provider. Ano yung part natin? We should be the trustworthy steward of God. We live not within our means. Kami ni Marco, we should live below our means. Why? Kasi if we live below our means, there will be contentment. You will be happy. Kasi kontento ka in whatever you have. And contentment, malalaman mo yan, gagawin mo yan if you live within your budget. And pay your debts. Malalaman mo na you live beyond your means kapag yung mga utang mo, ano yun? Postpaid, internet, upa sa bahay kung single ka na bumuhay ka mag-isa. Hindi mo nababayaran on time, meaning you live beyond your means. And next, be generous. Give what we need to give to God. We share to God. We give to our ministry offering. Why? Ito yung natutunan ko sa pagbabalik. Actually, pagbabalik. Why pagbabalik? Kasi God owns everything. Wala naman tayo talagang So we should give back to God. Paano tayo mag-give back? Bakit maluwag sa puso natin mag-give back? Because God gave Jesus Christ 100%. And we owe God 100%. Pero nang hinihingi niya, He just want us to give cheerfully. Sabi nga sa 2 Corinthians. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ako masasabi ko, world peace. Yeah. Actually, may dala akong props.
Okay, kuya.
Okay. Alam niyo naman to. Okay. This is a pencil.
Mm-mm.
Ano yung material niya? Merong wood, may metal, merong eraser. Pero ang most important part ng pencil is yung nasa loob.
Yes.
And that is us. Okay? Para mag-function siya well, syempre kailangan, it should be dapat in the guiding hands of God. Kasi kung wala yung guiding hand ni God for us, magkakaproblema tayo. And secondly, dapat all the time sharpened. Nakakatuwa kasi maraming interesado for this live talk. And the reason being kaya tayo nandito, kasi we would like to sharpen our hearts. We would like to sharpen our minds. Tama po? Diba? Now, ang problema natin, nakaka-overwhelm with all the many learnings from this live talk. Alam ko na, ang dami na, minsan iisip natin, alin doon ang uunahin natin. Gamitin na as example yung remote control. Alam niyo, nakakapagtaka yung remote control, ang dami-dami niyang buttons, pero sa totoo lang, 3 lang kailangan mo dyan. On, off, volume, channel. Tama?
Tama.
In life, sometimes unahin mo lang sa 3. Unahin mo sa 3 kasi ma-overwhelm ka. Sino ba dyan ang uunahin ko? Umpisa mo sa 3 at magiging maayos ang buhay mo bilang disciple. And syempre, magiging light ka to all people and salt for people. Maraming salamat po.
Wow. Thank you.
Kanina hindi pa tapos yung question, may sagot na ako. Anyway, before that, siguro ang masabi ko lang, be simple, don't complicate things. Andyan si God, nandito ka, so whatever, kung ano yung nakikita mo na best thing, kung ano yung ginihingi ni God, yun lang ibigay mo. Wag ka nang mag-ano nang sobrang kung ano-ano na bagay pa. Just do things na tingin mo, yun yung talagang hinihingi ni God sa'yo. And yung isang ano kanina naisip ko lang is, you really find someone na who could complement kayong dalawa. Parang siguro naisip ko lang kasi kami ni Jeric na, what help us is yung we complement each other. Just really, maybe to encourage you or to really, help you na mas maging, ma-enjoy nyo rin yung gift na gusto ibigay ni God sa inyo. Yan lang. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, ako naman, doon sa mga interesado, nagbabalak magnegosyo, encourage ko kayo. Encourage ko talaga kayo na magnegosyo. Sabi nga ni Marco, hindi ganun kadali. Naniniwala ako, I agree with him, hindi naman para sa lahat. Pero napag-aaralan yun. Isa lang yung Michael Jordan. I mean, pero marami naman NBA player din, na naging successful din. Isa lang ang Jollibee. Pero marami rin naman na naging successful din talaga na mga restaurant owner. Tapos kung magpupunta kasi kayo sa negosyo, yung sipag nyo doon sa pagiging empleyado, ilalagay nyo ngayon doon sa negosyo nyo. I'm really blessed kami ni Joanne talaga na yung hard work namin talagang nag-paid off, talaga blessed ni God. Kaya yung effort nyo, kahit isang madaling araw talaga, nagtatrabaho na ako. Okay lang, dahil negosyo ko naman yun eh. Minsan kahit gabing-gabi, okay lang yun kasi akin naman siya eh. Pero ang kagandahan nun, minsan pagpahinga talaga. Meron time talaga na, alam mo yun, kami ni Joanne, tatakbo lang kami, babike kami, magsaswim kami. And we enjoy that. Yun yung namin, tapos kakain lang kami. Yun yung benefit talaga kasi nung nagtrabaho ka. Basta kami pag trabaho, pag bakasyon. Alam yun na talagang pahinga. And pag ministry talaga. Tapos, napakasarap na maraming pera. Ulitin ko yun, ha? Napakasarap. Totoo ba? Tawa. Napakasarap na maraming pera. Maniwala kayo sa akin. Pero napakasarap ng Kristiyano ka kasi alam mo pa paano gagamitin. Yes, totoo yun. Medyo may worldliness talaga. Andun yun. Pero, stay low-key. Alam mo yun, talagang maging humble kayo. Stay that way. Tapos ako mahal na mahal ko yung simbahan. Alam ng asawa ko yun. Alam ng anak ko yun. Yung anak ko na. Bukang bibig ko yun lagi. Na how grateful ako sa simbahan. Sobra talaga yung pasasalamat ko. Ay, sa Malakay, sabi nga ni dito na unahin natin siya. Our first fruits, our giving. Tapos sina-challenge na tayo, sabi niya, give it to me, Anong pangako niya? He will open the floodgates of heaven. Ibabalik naman niya yun. Hindi naman siya madamot. Sina-challenge lang niya tayo na unahin natin siya. Hindi yung kung ano yung mga gusto natin gawin, kung ano yung mga wants natin. Yun lang. Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Thank you, Mary.
Gusto niyo bang i-reveal ko sa inyo yung pinagpipray ko every year? Every
Yes.
January, every first month of the year, number 1. Dahil si God mayaman at steward ako sa Kanya, ang pinagpipray ko, God, bigyan mo naman ako ng mari-reach out this year, yung ako mismo mag-study ng Bible at mabaptize. So, last November nangyari yon. So, pangalawa, pinagpipray ko, God, dagdagan mo naman yung savings ko para bibigyan din kita ulit ng tithes. Dadagdagan ko, God, yung tithes ko. So, alam mo ang nakakatawa, every year, nadadagdagan yung clinic. So, ibig sabihin, sabi ni God, dagdagan mo, may promise ka sa akin. So, kung gusto nyo madagdagan yung savings nyo, magdagdag din tayo kay God. Inanata ko dagdag, Lord.
Great, thank you. Alam mo,
Grabe.
Loy, ang dami-dami kong natutunan personally. And ang nakakatuwa is, I'm looking at our speakers na, and they're really living testimonies of their faith. Yung parang, hindi lang naman siya, practicals or sharing head knowledge, pero talagang, saksi din talaga ako kung paano nila live out yung faith. And it's possible
Yes.
to succeed, to be excellent in their businesses and careers.
All right. They uphold it. The scriptures, it's living in each one of them. Yun talaga. Lahat ng response nila, my scriptures and God is there. Yun yung very evident, yung nakita ko. So,
Again, a round of applause for our wonderful, wonderful
mm,
speakers today. Salamat po for gracing us with your time,
Yes,
with your
oo.
insights, wisdom, and presence.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so well, we hope today's session has been a blessing to all of you. And remember, God calls us to be faithful stewards, not just in our finances and careers, but in every area of our lives as well. So if any part of today's discussion resonated with you or kung na-inspire kayo, now we encourage you to talk about it with your friends or small groups, diba? And what's important is to also apply your learnings in your daily walk with Christ.
Yeah.
So well, we're closing out with a word of prayer.
Yeah, with
And we'll ask our speakers
to go down the stage. Tapos, let's call on Derek Valdelion to close us out with a great prayer.
All right. Well, before I mag-pray, I would just like to extend my appreciation to all of you guys. Actually, the point, nasa point of view ako ng as an audience and also as a young professional, parang I feel like I'm validated. Why? Because number one, as a young professional, we wanted to progress in our careers. In the same way, after being progressive in our careers, we wanted to do also being an owner of the business. In the same way, you are all concrete evidences of what we wanted to aim for. In the foundation of anchoring yourselves in your faith with God. And that is what we wanted to achieve. And thank you for being an inspiration to all of us. Again, as part of Young Professionals and also Singles Ministry, thank you for inspiring us and motivating us to be an ambassador of God and also in terms of integrity, excellence, and also in the help of need. Thank you so much. And I would like to also, before concluding this Live Talk series, this is just the first of the Live Talk series. We have a series of Live Talk. When is this? Kailan ba to? So, to be announced na lang ito, but then please invite your friends, your family as well, because just now we are inspired in the same way we can share it also to others. Okay ba yan? All right, please join me in a word of prayer. Lord, Heavenly Father, God, we thank you, Lord, for this awesome day that you have given to us, Lord, for the young professionals, for the singles ministry, and also thank you for, I would like to lift up all the speakers, the panelists right now who have inspired us in terms of their testimonies and their lives of how they achieved and how they progressed in their careers and also in their businesses as well. Lord, please, as we have received these learnings, Lord, and these blessings, Lord, may we apply it also in our daily lives and also in our goals as a disciple, Lord, and also as a singles, Lord, as part of singles. Help us, Lord, the singles ministry to thrive in our careers and also in our businesses, and in the same way, may we also thrive in our faith with you, in our relationship with you. Thank you so much for this avenue of where we can be learning so much about you and so much about our fellow disciples as well. Thank you so much. Please guide us in our way home. We love you so much, Lord. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.